What's going on, everyone? It's Motivational MK. If you are watching this video, that means that you have expressed specific interest and learn a little bit more about this industry and how you could potentially get into it and how you could scale a massive business in this industry. And so before we get started, I kind of want to share with you guys my story as to who I am and, the background that I come from. And so prior to even getting into this industry, I come from a community organizing background where I taught people about power, how to create real change. There's two types of powers. Money power is people power. And I remember in the organizing space, I was always targeting people, uplifting people in the community. And I remember 2.5 years ago, I actually got introduced to this business by a total stranger who had a conversation with me around financial literacy and entrepreneurship. I'm like, hey, I have absolutely no idea what that means, but I'm very open. I did the whole college route, got my degree, went to school for poli-sci, and it didn't turn out too well for me. And so I was very much open, and you might be open as you're receiving this information, or if you're not, I encourage yourself to be open. If you have any questions, make sure that you take notes. And I remember after I got into the industry, just learning so much around finances, learning so much around financial literacy and entrepreneurship. There's so many things that we're not taught. And once I got into the industry and I started to understand these concepts, I'm like, hey, I need to introduce this to as many people as possible because it can't just be me, because there's a very huge demand for it. But people don't know that there's a demand because people don't know what this industry could do. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And so you got the platform that I leverage. It's called PHP. It stands for People Helping People. I'm actually a co-owner with the company, and so pretty much become an agency owner with the company. You have to run a multiple six-figure business. Okay, so you got to run a six-figure business in 90 days. I did that in my first year with zero experience in financial services, zero experience in entrepreneurship, business. You guys, I just told you I went to school for political science, but because I was coachable and I followed a system, it allowed for me to become an agency owner my first year in business because I was extremely coachable. And so PHP stands for People Helping People. You guys, this company literally called me a hello. If you're watching it, definitely make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok _motivational MK. Feel free to find me also on Facebook and LinkedIn under Caleb Barrett. And we'll go ahead and get started. And so I want to talk a little bit about our CEO and founder. His name is Patrick Bet-David, right? And so you guys, let me share his story because it's extremely powerful. And I remember when I first got into the company, I did not do my enough research on who this guy is and how big he is in the industry, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. And so you guys might have seen his face before. You might have seen his channel, Valuetainment. You guys, it is a massive, and when I say massive, I mean massive organization that he's building. He has over 3.5 million subscribers. He's an immigrant from Iran, you guys. He came over at 10 years old. And he shares his story all the time. He talks about how they were running away because they were dropping bombs on his country. And they had just crossed over this bridge. And right when they crossed the bridge over, there was a huge boom. And his mom told him not to look back, but he looked back anyways. And what he saw was a vision that he'll never forget. And that bridge that he just crossed over actually exploded. And so you have a guy that came over to America that's like, hey, I want to achieve this American dream. I want to create free enterprise. I want to create entrepreneurship for people who typically would have never considered, becoming their own boss, becoming their own entrepreneur. And little do we have it, you guys, not only is he the CEO and founder of PHP Agency, which started in 2009, he also is the founder of Valuetainment, which is the #1 channel for entrepreneurship. So if you do nothing from this call, I highly encourage you guys to definitely make sure that you follow him on Valuetainment. He has amazing content. He's not on there just talking about, PHP and things like that and financial services. He really focuses on making sure for you as an entrepreneur that you're thinking like an entrepreneur and you're becoming successful from the things that he recommends to you. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and go next here. And so here's a little bit about today's reality, right? So if you look here, 90% of Americans generate an income as an employer or by being self-employed. Essentially, they're living paycheck to paycheck, right? So I could be self-employed, but what that means is that I'm my own boss and I'm also my own employee. Perfect example. Let's say I am a barber, or let's say, I'm specific in the life insurance industry. Let's say that I'm just a producer in this industry, right? If I'm not cutting hair, if I'm not doing hair, if I'm not writing policies, I'm not making money. So I'm still actively trading my time for money, hint like an employee. I might not have a boss, but I'm still actively trading my time for money, right? And if you look at in the 90s, don't even get me started. 4-year tuition, you guys, I graduated a couple years ago. I don't even want to talk about how much in debt I am. And I don't even want to talk about what I didn't do with my degree, but I'm glad I got it in the experience. I never knock anybody. If you're watching this call, if you have a degree, that's awesome. But let's look at, the reality. So back in the 90s, 4-year college tuition was 30,000. Fast forward 2021, easily 100,000. Average price per home, 100K. Inflation, don't even get me started with the interest rates, right? We just officially entered a recession. But 400,000. Average price of gas, $1.12. 2021 average price is 340. You guys, today is 2022. I look at my calendar. It is July 22nd of 2022. The lowest gas price I've seen in Illinois, they recently just lowered it. It's 520. Talk about inflation. Don't even get me started. The cost of raising a child, 120,000. Fast forward, 233,000. Average price of a car. Cost of raising a kid, right? You got 9,000. It significantly increased to 45,000. But the one area that we have seen that hasn't really done too much of anything is the median income. So you have in some arenas that have doubled, tripled, some even quadrupled in inflation and just the cost of living. Yet the thing that we haven't seen significantly increase is the median income. In the 90s, it was 52,000. Fast forward, it's not even 80,000 in 2021. And so in today's reality, a lot of people are not prepared for the greatest financial risk, which is inflation, the erosion of purchasing power. Your dollar is not buying you what it used to buy you back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember, but if you're watching this, I remember I used to be able to go to the corner store, fresh coming out of elementary school, excited. Corner store, 4 quarters, 4 bags of chips, right? I go there today, I can barely get 1 bag of chips for $1. That's a perfect example of inflation. And so my question to you is, how are you preparing for inflation? How are you preparing to make sure that you can keep up with the cost of living today to make sure that you keep your family afloat? And so let's talk about being in the right industry, right? And so, why should I consider financial services? Because anytime you get into a business, you always want to think about timing. Timing is something that's extremely essential, especially if you want to be successful. And so currently right now, we're serving an underserved market, you guys. There's over 200 million people that need our products and services. And today, the largest generation that was birthed, which is the baby boomers, they're retiring today. And so I don't know if you guys know this. So there's every time the baby boomers get into a new era, right? There's a transfer of wealth, right? So in the 50s, right? Infrastructure for homes, right? In the 60s, you have cars, Fords, right? That's where all those classic Mustangs came out. My favorite one is a classic Mustang 1967. I love it. I'm excited. I'm very clear on getting it. I'm gonna lock it in. But during that era, the baby boomers were kind of that 15, 17-year-old range where, hey, cars are in a big boom, big industry, right? Then that transferred in the 80s to real estate, right? Because they're older, they're having babies, they want to settle down, they want to purchase homes. So you guys, there was already over $40 trillion that transferred from industry to industry to industry to industry as the baby boomers began to age. Why is that? Because it was the largest generation that was born, and that has the most income. And so now they're moving into this era where they're retiring and they need some type of service to be able to help them with that. Well, we cover 2 things. We do life insurance and we do retirement. And so currently right now, what I'm doing is that I'm building an army of agents. You guys, there's over 200 million people. We can't service them by ourselves. We need a massive army to be able to capture all of those people and make sure that we're able to help those people to achieve their own financial goals. And then we also have some national players. We also have representation in Puerto Rico. And so if you look at it like, okay, but why, right? If you look at it back in the 70s, you guys, there were 500,000 licensed agents, population slightly over 200 million. Fast forward, we saw a huge decrease in licensed agents. Why is that? Because your average agent today is a 59.5-year-old Caucasian male. Nothing wrong being 59, nothing wrong being Caucasian. But these guys, they got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, meaning that they're about to retire. And typically, they sell to people who think like them, act like them, and talk like them. So if your average agent is 59.5-year-old Caucasian male, is he really talking to minorities? Is he really talking to women? Is he really talking to different generations? Probably not. And so that's why we see such a huge surplus in the population and such a huge decrease in licensed agents, because these guys, they didn't bring new people into the industry. They didn't duplicate themselves. They didn't replicate themselves into the next wave of agents and what I like to call financial first responders to go out there and go help people. And so What I'm doing is I'm building a massive organization saying, hey, let's get all these people licensed and let's go out here and let's go service these families because they have financial goals that they're looking to accomplish. And we want to be able to help them reach their goals. And who's better to help our people than our people? Our company is majority female, right? 44% Latinx, 32% African American. You guys, I remember just being the 1% or the 0.01%. You guys will make up 32% of the company in the financial service industry. You guys, that's unheard of. The super majority of our company is minority. And so when we say people helping people, we need people helping people. We're here to help our people. We want to make sure our people win. Let's continue, right? So as I mentioned, across the age of the generations, right? You got your Gen Z, your millennials, your Gen Xers, your baby boomers, your seniors. You guys, your baby boomers are retiring today. They need some type of help to be able to help them, right? In the industry, as I mentioned, your average age at 59, white male dominated, boring, low energy, right? That I kind of think of like that elevator music, like do, 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 right? Old school marketing tactics, cold calling, door knocking, having quotas, vesting period can take anywhere from 2 to 10 years, right? Only building the company's brand and getting promoted through politics. I remember coming from a non-for-profit background, I always felt like I got this new boss and I'm like, man, does this guy like me? Like, you know, is he sexist? Like, what is it? Is not like black women? He's a black male, by the way. And, you know, come to find out what's crazy. I remember when I put my 2 weeks notice in, I was going full-time into my business because I started this business on a part-time basis. And once it was able to bring me in full-time income, I'm like, and it was consistent. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna check out. Now I'm full-time into my business. And I remember, you know, when I put my 2 weeks notice in on a Friday, and it takes like an hour to get to work, he called me in on a Monday just to have a 5-minute conversation with me, letting him know that he wasn't going to honor my 2 weeks notice. And so I had to pack my stuff up. But the most embarrassing thing, and I was so upset and embarrassed because I gave that company, you know, 3 years, right? Now I'm pretty young. That's a nice amount of time, right? And so just to be treated like that, it really put a bad taste in my mouth. But that's a prime example of, you know, getting promoted through politics or kind of just not really knowing, does my boss like me today? Not, I don't know. The thing that I really love about PHP, your average agent is 35 years old. You guys, I'm 25 years old. I got into the industry at 22 years old. Nobody could have told a 22-year-old, fresh college graduate, zero experience, hey, by the way, MK, your first year, you're going to run a 6-figure business. You're going to help a lot of people in the process. You're going to become an agency owner with the company, right? 76% are multicultural agents. We have a very high captivating, high energy environment. We have innovative marketing tactics, no cold calling, no door knocking, no paying for leads. I've never paid for a lead. I've never knocked on the door. I'm from Chicago. I'm definitely not walking up 79th, you guys. It's just not happening. And no quotas, nobody licking their thumb and putting on your forehead and say, hey, you have to meet these markers or else. You are your own boss. You determine how much you get paid or how much you don't get paid, depending on your work ethic. Vesting period, our vesting period is instantaneous the minute you come on board, right? You lock that in when you become a field associate. And so also one of the things that I really, really love about this platform is that not only am I helping scale and you know, expand PHP's brand, but I'm scaling my own brand, which is PLR Financials. And so we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I really love the fact that I'm able to have my own brand and my own business, but I wouldn't have been able to get it to the level that's at today had I not had a platform like PHP to plug into. I like to look at this platform as an entrepreneurial launch pad. We're saying, hey, not only do we want you to promote our brand, but what's your brand? What's your business? We want to help you scale your own agency and create real generational wealth for you and your family. And we got you guys, we don't do the politicking or nothing like that. I became an agency owner because I hit the metrics. I ran a 6-figure business in 90 days. We get promoted through performance. You hit the markers, you do what you need to do, you get your promotion. That's it. That's all to it. So that's something that I really, really love about it. And it kind of just go back to this visual here with the generations. You guys, this is just a visual to show how many people need our help. There's so many people out there that need our products and services. I didn't get into this industry because I wanted to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, you know, working not for profit, you know, on paper say you work a 9 to 5, but then actually sometimes you work a 9 to 9 and you just are getting paid at 5. But I remember getting into this industry. I'm like, man, there's so many people that I can help with this information that I've now acquired. And that's what fired me up. And that's what allowed me to run a 6-figure business. Because if you know anybody going into not-for-profit, they don't go into not-for-profit to make money. They go into not-for-profit to help people. And so if you're on this call and you have a community servant heart, who told you, okay, I'll be ready for this. Who told you that, you ready? You can help people, but you also have to be broke. Who told you that? Who told you it was an either or? Hey, if you want to help a lot of people, you're not gonna make money. Why can't you help a lot of people and make a lot of money? Because if you haven't realized it, it's something I had to learn for myself because I was in your shoes at some point where I thought if I made a lot of money, it made me bad. If I made a lot of money, it made me greedy. If I became wealthy or rich, I'll be a bad person. I'm taking over the middle lower class, and that's completely not true, you guys. If you think about it, the more income that I make, the more I'm going to be able to give back to my communities, and that's exactly what I've been able to do because of this platform. And so there's room for community service. We can make a lot of money and we can go impact people. Remember when I started off the call, there's two types of power: money power, people power. I'm targeting both. So if you're like, MK, I see your vision, I see where you're headed. I'm going to talk about exactly where I'm headed very soon because it goes beyond financial services and entrepreneurship, you guys. And so let's talk about a couple of our carriers, right? And so you're like, okay, this sounds awesome, great. How do we get paid? And are you guys an insurance company? We're actually not. We're a financial marketing organization. So we're just the middleman and we're brokers. We do business with A-rated insurance companies, multi-billion-dollar companies that have been around for 50, 100, some even 175 years. And they have one issue, and it's distribution. As I mentioned, the industry overall sucks. And when I say sucks, I mean they suck at recruiting people into this industry. And so we come in and we help solve that issue for them, and they compensate us. Okay. So these are a couple of the carriers that we do business with. We have over 24 different carriers, and we're adding many more as we continue. And so compensation wise, you can look at this from three different perspectives. First one saying, hey, MK, I'm just looking to be a part-time agent. No problem. Right. Say you help 2 families per month, contribute $200 a month at a 40% contract. That's $19.20 in your pocket. You do that consecutively for 12 months. That's an additional $23,000 in your pocket. Okay. And when I say part-time, I mean, let's say you helping these families takes you 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, at worst, 5 hours, 6 hours. You just made an extra $23,000 in your pocket. Would that help you? Maybe go on vacation, maybe save a little bit more, maybe be able to spend a little time with your kids, maybe help you get towards your own retirement number. Or maybe you want to be a personal producer, MK. I'm a personal producer. I want to help families. Say you help 1 family per week. That's 4 weeks in a month. And you're at a 60% contract. That's $5,700 in your pocket. That's almost $70,000 a year just from your personal pen. From helping 1 family a week contribute literally only $200 a month. Maybe you're like, MK, I want to be a builder. I want to be an agency owner because I don't want my income to be dependent upon me. Right? I don't want to have to write with my personal pen all the time. I want to start scaling a business and making passive income because as a business owner has systems in place that allows for it to operate and still make income. And our platform system stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. And so whether I'm physically there or not, money is still being made because I decided to become an agency owner and a business owner. So as an agency owner, say your agents help 1 family per week, but you have a team of 10 agents. Right? So you're helping 1 family per week, and then you have a team of 10 agents that are helping 2 families per month contribute $200 a month. So you're helping somebody tuck away $200 a month a week, and they're helping somebody tuck away $200 a month, 2 families a month, you guys. This is super passive. I want you guys to know this is super, super, super simple. And so as an agency owner, you're a 75% contract. That's $7,200 in your pocket just from helping 1 family a week tuck away $200 a month. Okay. Then you have a team of agents. Now this is passive income because now you're scaling a business, right? Now you have distribution of your products and services. So let's say you make a passive 25%. So that means that your guys are getting paid. And because you're scaling a business, now you're getting compensated as well, but passively. That's $12,000 per month, you guys. Passive. You add that up for 12 months, that's $230,000 a year. Would you like to make $230,000 a year? Maybe that's not for you. Encounter as many personal producers. 70,000 sounds great. But maybe like, I just want to be a part-time agent. If I could just make an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month, that'd be great. There's room for you here as well. And so you decide who you want to be. You want to be a 1, a 2, or a 3. And so these are a couple of things that we provide. Okay, what do you guys offer? How do I know if I'll be successful? Maybe I have doubts. I don't know. I've never thought about sales. I've never thought about entrepreneurship. I never thought about being my own boss. Let me give you guys a shocker alert. Me neither. I didn't go to school to become an entrepreneur. You guys, I didn't even think I would be an entrepreneur. Like, I kid you not. But once I got exposed to certain information that completely shifted my perspective of life, I realized that entrepreneurship was the answer to solve problems, because entrepreneurship is all about solving problems. If you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this and your business is not solving a problem, are you really an entrepreneur? And so what we provide for you, our technology and our support, we have administration. So this is so that way, as you as an associate, you can get the fastest help that you need in support. We have a licensing department to help you easily get licensed, right? We have a whole entire system in place. We have a new business department to make sure that your license, your life insurance, your annuity applications for retirement are processing effectively, right? We get commissions twice a week, you guys. Imagine getting paid twice a week, 8 times a month, compared to twice a month, 4 times a month. Would you like to get paid 8 times a month? And we have compliance to make sure that your business is in good standing. And we also assist you with marketing. If you're watching this, chances are you probably found me on TikTok. I can show you how to scale your own business in this industry from TikTok, right? And so these are a couple of things that we support you with. And so we have the infrastructure, we have the system. Remember I said system stands for saving yourself time, energy, money. What system do you have in place that you're personally following right now? What blueprint do you have that's allowing for you to be successful, right? If you don't have one and you're open, we have a place for you here. And so I'll wrap it up with this, you guys. This is my story. This is my background. Like I told you, I come from an organizing, powerful background. If we don't get it, shut it down. Like that's literally what I did for a living. The system can't work if we don't work. And what I came to realize, you guys, God, spirit, the universe had a very unique way of exposing me to the revolution, because this is what it is, you guys. I'm calling it what it is. This is a financial revolution taking place right now. My agency is called PLR Financials, Phoenix Life Revolution. There is a financial revolution taking place because it's time for our communities to re-look at the way that we view money. Money does not have to control us. We don't have to trade our time for money. Who told us we had to do that? Who conditioned us to do that? Because money keeps us captive from achieving our goals and our dreams. I didn't get into financial services. I didn't get into life insurance. Nobody wakes up and says, you know what? I'm going to become a life insurance agent. Said nobody. What got me into this industry was the opportunity for me to become a philanthropist, because I want to buy the blocks back. I want Black people to have ownership. I want people to own their neighborhoods. I don't want money to be a deciding factor, because what we need in America, we don't need followers. We need leaders. That's what I'm solving for. I'm solving for leaders. This is a financial revolution. My end goal is to become a philanthropist and invest back into neighborhoods, invest into co-ops, and teach people about ownership, because that's what we need in our communities. We need to own 40 acres and a mule. But guess what, you guys? I got a shocker alert for you. Nobody's coming to give that to us. So we have to take it and go build it on our own. And that's what I'm doing here. And I remember when I first got into the industry, on the right-hand side, I'm in Chicago, based in Chicago, right? In this picture behind me, out of those 4 women that you see, 3 of them are single moms. Actually, the 2 in the middle, that's her daughter to the right of her. These are single moms making stuff happen. Making stuff happen, you guys. In the middle, these are my parents. A huge part, when I say huge, a huge part of what got me into this industry is for them. My mom is a 10-year cancer survivor. In 2019, my dad donated a kidney to my mom and completely saved her life. For 10 years, my mom battled with cancer. And there were 3 things that I learned about life insurance that I didn't know. 2 out of the 3 I didn't know, okay? There's 3 ways you can access cash in life insurance, okay? The obvious, when you pass away. By the way, shocker, life insurance isn't just for when you die. Who taught us that? So the first way, obvious, when you pass away. Second way, we might have known people that might have heart attack, stroke, cancer, bad accident, right? Not being able to do 2 out of 6 daily livings. A lot of the times when that takes place, that person typically can't work. That was my mom. And so I saw all too well the correlation between your health and your wealth and how parallel those 2 were. And so life insurance pays out when you pass away. And you also can access that cash, God forbid you were to get sick, heart attack, stroke, cancer, bad accident, not being able to do 2 out of 6 daily livings, right? Alzheimer's, dementia, those things like that. And what it does is you can access anywhere from 20 to 90% of the money in that life insurance policy, and you don't have to pay it back. When I learned this information, I said, my mom has life insurance. Her policy didn't pay out when she got sick. Why is that? Because the insurance policy that she had, it didn't offer that benefit, which is what we call living benefits. Why is that? Because most companies' priority isn't life insurance that we typically know of. Your Allstate or State Farm. No shade to them. If you're watching this, no shade to you guys, but you don't offer this benefit that covers all those things. You might offer terminal, but you don't offer all the benefits. Your main priority is property and casualty, homeowners, and auto insurance. And hey, by the way, I can bundle your package and get you some life insurance. If you have a policy with them, I promise you that's probably how they got you. And so I'm glad that you have life insurance, but let me ask you this question. If you just got a brand new car off the lot, would you just want liability insurance, or would you want gap insurance that covers you bumper to bumper? I probably want that gap insurance that covers me bumper to bumper because I have a brand new car. Exactly. That's the exact same thing in this industry. For my life, not a car, my life, because I am my most valuable asset. I want bumper to bumper insurance on my life. And then the third component of life insurance, it has this thing called cash value accumulation. This gets super sexy. This is a way that your money is linked to the market, is not invested. And so we show people how to grow their money, get the market upside, 0% of the downside because it's linked and not invested. And then according to IRS tax code 7702, life insurance is a tax-free vehicle. So we show clients how to grow money, never lose money, and they never have to pay taxes on that money. So 3 ways. When you pass away, God forbid you get sick, cash value accumulation, you can instantaneously access that money, no penalties, no fees. There's not a waiting period. This is what we offer to people. This is the reason why our products sell themselves. This is the reason why I need more licensed agents in this industry, because when I learned this information and I know my mom's a 10-year cancer survivor, I'm like, how many more people need to know this information? Because nobody had that conversation with us. And I can't hop back in a time machine and change that. And I'm glad and grateful that my mom's alive and well today, but I can go save so many more people with this information. This is why I say this is the financial revolution. And so as I wrap up here, you guys, here's your options. You can be a part of the team. Maybe you're like, MK, this is awesome. I got referrals for you. I know plenty of people that can value the information. Great, send them over. 2, you're like, hey, this information was super valuable. You spoke a little bit about life insurance. I don't really know if the business is for me, but I would like a free consultation. Great, no problem. More than happy to schedule that for you. Or maybe you're like, hey, I want to become a partner. What does this look like? I want to make extra income. I want to go out there and help families. I want to be a part of the financial revolution taking place because I believe that there is a time, and the time is now for us to win. And so frequently asked questions. What's the next step? It's a one-time $199 fee. You guys, you get access to over $4 million of technology to help grow and scale your business. It's worth more than $199, you guys. We're going to give you our system training. We're going to give you our licensing training. We're going to help develop you as a leader. We're going to give you the mindset that you need to be successful, because it's one thing to make money, but if you don't have the mindset to maintain that money, you're going to lose it. And so we provide those things. Do I need a college degree? Nope, just need to get licensed. We provide you with training. How fast can I make money? Depends on how serious you are. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about making money? How fast would you like to make money? How quickly can I get licensed? 7, 10, 14 days. I had a 60-year-old gentleman get licensed in 3 days. 3 days in his 60s. So how fast would you like to get licensed? And so if you're watching, it's like, hey, MK, this makes total sense to me. I want to go ahead and get started. I got my $200. Let's go ahead and get started. I appreciate all of you all for watching this video. And I look forward to connecting with you very, very, very soon. And until then, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today.